Hello, friends. It's Erin with Simple Purposeful Living. And my philosophy is that I don't want you just to live your life, I want you to love it. And so I wrote a brand new book, Tiny Tweaks, Happy Life, all about how one small shift at a time can take your life from ho hum to fulfilling. And I'm inviting my favorite friends on the internet to join me. We got cut off, but we're going to try this again. Lisa on from Coast to Coast 2 to share with us today about how she tweaks her way to a life that she loves. Lisa, I'm so sorry we got cut off.
That's all right. It was weird. It went white, and I was
Oh,
like, "Is this just glitching?" And then it was done.
okay. Well, I have to reshare that. First of all, I love what you share on the internet. You help us to fall back in love with
You're
our
so sweet.
closets, give us relatable things. Like, I'm just always inspired to shop my closet from you. And I told
Thank
you
you.
before we got cut off that these two necklaces, I bought them because you inspired me to wear more necklaces. I always think you look so put together and just like a
Thank
pop of color.
you.
And the heart just makes me think of you because you have that heart necklace that you love to wear.
I have a lot of heart necklaces. I actually had somebody this week say, "Can you send me the link for your heart necklace?" And I was like,
Which one?
Sending. I sent her one. I'm like, "Is this it?" No. I sent her another one. Is this it? No. I sent her another one.
Oh. And
So
we had to reschedule twice because first you went through the national snowstorm. I'm so glad everybody's okay. And number two, you were invited to go out with friends on Tuesday when we were originally supposed to do this. And I said, of course. Here's the thing about Tiny Tweaks Happy Life is um, like friendship and connection in person is super important to our overall well-being. And so when you said, I was like, of course, this is minor. Go have fun with friends. We'll see each other on Friday.
I think it's even more important when you do what we do, because
Mm.
our jobs, even though we're like, oh, I don't want to say in the public eye, but we're constantly doing things. We're also doing them behind the scenes and by ourselves. So when we get a chance to be with other people, especially if they do what we do, it's just so valuable and so refreshing, and just all of that, that you got to do it.
I know. I'm a little jealous. I'm going to come down to Nashville one of these days and invite
I
myself
wish
along.
you would. I mean, seriously, we would love that. We are all about having our friends come visit. It's just, and Nashville's a great place. So it's been so great for me since I moved here because of the connections I've made. And truly, my business has flourished way more than it would have had I stayed in California.
Oh, that's just being surrounded by good people,
Hmm.
like people
Yep.
that. Okay, so I've been asking everybody because of the book. I want people to read the book, but then I want them to apply it to their lives. This idea that a small change can really make a big difference when many times our brain is like, I just need an overhaul. Like, I need an overhaul of my closet, I need an overhaul of my life. And that's normally not true. So, has there been a tiny tweak you've made recently that's either made your life easier or more joyful?
Well, I asked a friend this morning, when I was saying that I was going to be talking to you, and I'm like, like I've said this before, I'm not an introspective person. So, like, for me to pull things like this, it's like, oh, are you kidding me? And she was like, what about, I do, like, what do I call it? The sharing step,
Yeah.
where I'll let my boxes build up and then do them all at once, so they're localized. So that kind of helps me not to have just stuff sitting everywhere. I go through it at one time, I can focus on it and then be done.
It's almost like you tell your brain it's sitting there, but there's a time in which I'm going to do it, so I don't have to worry about it right now.
Yeah, I don't have to stop what I'm doing and deal with it right now. So that's one of the things for me, is just kind of like compartmentalizing.
I think we undervalue that tweak. Like there's like our brain, if we can just tell our brain, I'm going to worry about that later, or I'm going to do that later, then it almost tells our brain like she's got it covered. I don't have to worry about it. It doesn't have to hang around in her brain anymore.
Right.
Okay, so Lisa, you share so many darling pieces in fashion combinations and also your coffee talks, which I especially love because I have a nice afternoon cup of coffee as well. Okay, it's a Mimi, right? You call yourself Mimi, right? Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're a grandmother. Has there been something that you've shared with your online community, a little tweak that they've just really gravitated toward, that they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't ever think about that?
See, that was a stumper for me, because a lot of times you don't know.
Hmm.
It's not that people say, oh, that really, resonated with me. I mean, like I'll share my devotionals and people ask me for the books, things like that. But as far as like, do I know am I aware of one? I really couldn't think of one. Um, because it is hard because unless people tell you, you just don't really know if you're doing that.
Well, I'm going to just say, here's the thing. I think sometimes when it comes to fashion, y'all are so good at it, but then there's people like me that really appreciate having an expert kind of show us how to put pieces together. And I think an underrated thing is accessories. And I think that
For
that's something that
sure.
you've helped me, like a bright pop of accessory. And I'm telling you what, it's never a bad day to buy a bracelet or a necklace, and it can transform an outfit.
It really makes all the difference in the world.
So,
It's funny too. Like I have on very little jewelry today, and I was just doing a thing upstairs, and I was like, I don't have on a lot because one, I had this collar, and I didn't even have my bracelets on, but I did put them on because speaking of being a Mimi, Will's coming to see me today. But he loves my jewelry, and like at church, the little kids love my jewelry, and so I'm always like, ooh, they're gonna love this one.
I love that. I love that you don't just get dressed for yourself, you get dressed for others and bringing
Yeah.
others joy, big and small. I love it. Okay, so what about when you start something? Is there something that you ask yourself to make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons?
I wish there was. I was thinking about that question too, because I am a very fly by the seat of my
Mm.
pants person. I'm not like, so here's, in my family, I'm considered a logistical wizard. I'm very
Ooh.
good at, this is what Kent and I call me, like figuring when things need to be done, where we need to go, that kind of thing. But as far as like planning out my day, now I do like a list.
Okay.
And I'm one of those people that I'll even like to go back and write something on it so I can cross it off, even
Hmm.
if I've already done it,
Yes,
which I'm
yes,
kind of like, I don't know if that really counts, but,
does.
um, you know, so that kind of thing. And I
Yes.
don't know if that
Okay.
counts.
Well, I love that because I think that's an underrated skill that women don't think about. But you are like that logistical wizard. I tell you what, the mental gymnastics we all do on a regular basis of like,
Hmm.
okay, if this needs to happen, then this needs to happen in order for this to happen, right? Like that is a skill that is a superpower that I don't think we give ourselves enough credit for.
Yeah.
We should put that on our resume, logistical wizard.
Now it can be aligned.
I love it. I love it. We're gonna claim it. We're gonna claim
Yeah.
it. Okay, so you've had a snowstorm. I think the weather's nicer there. It's nicer
Yeah.
here. The sun is shining. But has there been a tiny joy that you've really enjoyed lately besides your coffee time, which always brings me joy when you have it? But
Well, you know what? It is funny you would say that because I do think it's a little sad almost how addicted I am to my coffee. But looking forward to that, like in the morning as soon as I get up and my afternoon, that does bring me joy. But like you were talking about the weather, and I say this to my parents all the time, if you guys would just walk to the end of the driveway. I say, being outside, getting some sunshine and fresh air, it is incredible what that does for your mental space. And this week I've walked outside 3 times and it has just been fabulous. And that brings me joy.
yes, I it is crazy, and I think just they even like if I'm a little tired, maybe after lunch, or I'm feeling a little sluggish, or it was funny. Even my 16-year-old did other days. Like mom's always like, if you get frustrated, walk away, walk around, and then come back. Right? Like we
Yeah,
underestimate the power of just stepping out, getting some fresh air, and coming back. It is so powerful in so many ways.
it is. It really is. And that's a very good point is, like just walk away for a minute.
Hmm.
Do something else and change your mindset. And then when you come back, you might have an aha moment.
Yes. Well, and I can't stop thinking about that salad that you took to your friends the other day. Your yummy salad. Okay, so it's got romaine and then it had olives. It had raisins, right?
Hmm. So you
Okay.
could do craisins too. So it was rotisserie chicken, Kalamata olives, pine nuts,
Ooh.
feta cheese, sun-dried tomatoes. It called for red onion, and I didn't have any. And then you make this delicious dressing. And I got it from a friend in Minnesota. She had me over one day for lunch, and I was like, what is this called? She's like, it doesn't have a name. I'm like, okay, it's yummy salad. So that's. And then Katie, the other day, I was saying I was making it. She's like, oh yeah, send me that recipe. So and it's it's easy and it's delicious. And, not everybody wants to eat something big, especially I feel like when you get to my portion of life where you are and your metabolism is stopped and you're trying to watch what you're doing. When people are bringing you food, they usually are, bringing lasagna and spaghetti
Mhm.
and stuff. And I'm like, I know these people and I think they would appreciate a salad.
Mhm. Well, and it's a good reminder when you're inviting somebody over, you said that you were served this salad. Like, that's a good reminder to me. Sometimes we think it has to be this big, elaborate thing, and how much you loved the salad when your friend invited you over. It really can be the simplest little dish.
Exactly. Yeah. Because it's really not about what you serve, it's who you serve.
That's so true. Well,
So.
let's just leave it there. That's a mic dropper. Boom. Oh, Lisa. Well, I am so grateful that you joined me live. It's been fun for me to be able to share why I love you all. But like I said, I wear these necklaces. When you see it in my stories, just know it's you that
Thank
inspired
you.
me. And keep showing up, keep being a light on the internet. I am grateful for you. And I'm always there for the sharing step. I'm there.
Well, same here, friend. I just adore you and I just think you're so good at what you do and you're so good at sharing it. So I appreciate it.
Well, you have fun with Mr. Will this afternoon in the sunshine. I mean, it's a Friday if I ever saw one.
Sure is.
All right.
So,
Thank you, Lisa.
bye. Thanks for having me.